Welcome back. I'm Jay. We got Steve at home today. This is the Heads Up Show, and we're talking about your photos that you submit to us, pics@greengridiron.com. We're going to jump right into this one today. Steve, do we have some good ones or not?
We got some good ones. This is a big one. This is episode 52. So it has been a year, Jay.
Okay.
And today's episode is all about football players. So every one of these are player helmets. So first up is Alex.
All right. I like what I'm seeing here right out of the gate, and you know what that is that I like. I like the two color scheme. Basically, a single color in the decals. We've got obviously a white face mask, white chin strap, white bumpers, white logos on a black helmet. We've even got white pads on the inside. So this is as I guess you could call this monotone, Steve, but really it's two color scheme, right? Speed Flex, this is a pretty standard face mask. This is the SF2BD, which comes with, it's one of your kind of your more basic options that comes with helmets. What are we missing here though? Missing a visor. I guess you could upgrade the chin strap, but the hard cup is, pretty standard. What a lot of guys like. I'm going to start this off with a 6.7.
Okay. All right. And next up, we have Axel. Two different helmets. They said one is for home and one is for away.
Okay.
Excellent.
Ooh, I like that. So when we have multiple helmets, we go and I give an average score. So Axel's got a couple of pieces here that I really like that we don't see very often anymore. So on the Speed helmet, we have the S2EG LW face mask. I've always liked this particular style. It looks good. It's a hollow tube metal, and that's why it's thicker than what you're seeing on the Speed Flex, which is the SF2EG2. So very similar bar configurations here, but for just two different helmets. But the gauge of the metal is thinner on the Speed Flex because it's a stainless steel that they make thinner, and on the Speed it's hollow, so it's a little bit thicker there. And we got visors. We've got upgraded chin straps. I like what I'm seeing here. These helmets are obviously well used and worn. I think that's all great. I see the special Texas flag, the special Texas decal on the back of the helmet. I can't tell what that says. Can you see what that says, Steve?
It's the El Paso Strong decal.
Things are getting better there. Overall, Steve, I'm going to go with a score with these guys, 6.6.
As far as the photos go, I give you a 9, man. Excellent work. I love the color setup in the lockers there, the two different helmets, nice choices. So thank you for that.
Nice.
Next up is Kaden. And he says, note, I'm not a varsity, and at my school, only varsity players get decals and are able to change their own chin straps and visors. I'm the starting center and nose guard.
Interesting. So I'm not opposed to these extra rules and regulations for non-starters or varsity. This helmet, Steve, it's beat to hell. The face mask is tore up. This is a Shut Vengeance helmet and face mask. Needs a lot of work. It's as basically plain Jane as you can get. We got a soft chin cup on there, chin strap on there. A lot of battle scars, I'm almost thinking that this is, that blue paint or that blue color transfer that's got on this white helmet. I'm wondering if that is from jerseys instead of another helmet. Looks like a lot. We've got no visor. We've got no upgraded chin strap. This is it. This is right out of the box. Steve, I'm going to go with a 5.5.
5.5. Kaden, let's get that helmet maybe a little bit cleaned up. Kaden, resubmit again.
Yeah, take it out. Steve loves them outside. It's funny. I give better scores of the hardware when the backgrounds are nice and interesting as well. When there's a story in there, we love the story. If you get the photo to tell a story, I think that goes a long way. Hell, even if you put the thing in a toilet, there's a story there, right?
Oh boy.
Might not be a good story, but it's a story.
Careful what you ask for. Next up is Parker.
Okay, so cool paint job here on this helmet. This looks like a satin blue or a satin, maybe could be a navy, I guess. But a good paint job nonetheless. My name is Jay. These are the Jays. You got to get bonus points for that alone, right?
Oh yeah.
We got a lightweight face mask on here. This is the S2BD LW face mask. We got a couple of decals on the back. One of the helmets, a couple of photos here, Steve. The helmet's all wet, but it's inside and wet. So maybe it was just raining out.
It is. It really looks like this is in an equipment room because I see this kind of tackled toolbox back here that's common with the managers. Maybe it was raining out, or maybe he did this just for us.
Or yeah, maybe it was after a practice, possibly. If so, this would be a while ago. I don't think anybody is practicing right now.
Almost all these pictures are several weeks or months old in this show.
Yeah, so not a fan of the big ugly warning label on the back of this helmet. We do have warning labels for sale. GreenGridiron.com, where you can pick up ones that match. We actually have a yellow one that would look good on this helmet. Obviously, a visor would look good on this helmet. We've got a matching chin strap that's pretty close. Because you're upgrading the color of the paint on the helmet shell, hard to get an exact match with a visor strap because those only come in a certain number of colors in the visor. Excuse me, not the visor strap, the chin strap. It's hard to get a match with the chin strap because those only come in a short list of colors. And to get the chin cup of the chin strap to match the helmet, that would need to be painted before you even have the chin strap put together. So that all gets far more complicated. Steve, because of the J's on the side, because of the color of the helmet, I like those things. I'm going to go with a 6.6.
Okay. All right. Lots of sixes today.
Lots of sixes.
But next up is Harrison. This is pretty darn cool. So he says, I'm Harrison, and I'm from Crum, Texas. I play for Crum High School varsity football. We are the Crum Bobcats. I'm number 6. I play linebacker, cornerback, wide receiver. So
this looks good. I love the all the little award decals in the back of this helmet. The K reminds me of Kentucky.
Definitely.
Cool photo with them. Got the championship trophy they've hoisted above everybody. That's a pretty cool shot. What's your take on that shot, Steve?
I mean, I know that this was a very difficult to get shot because I know the excitement and the fast motion that's going on around this. So catching, such a great moment and awesome, rare photo to get.
And Steve, you say it all the time, a photo that tells a great story that's a in the moment type of thing can be far better, even though the quality is a little fuzzy, might be out of focus, might be moving around. The settings aren't where you would want them in a perfect world, but and it's because those photos are the ones that tell the story better. We got a Speed and a Speed Flex helmet here. I didn't notice those. One's got eye guards. Actually, they both have eye guards, so these are almost the exact same face mask styles, but just on different helmets. You got the SF2EG2 on the Speed Flex, and you've got the S2EG2 SP on the Speed helmet. Got some rabbit ears going on the Speed Flex. These helmets basically obviously go together because they're from the same team. They look almost so similar that I didn't even realize that they were different until I kind of looked a little bit closer.
Same here.
Pretty basic outside of all the award decals that are on the back of this helmet. Nothing too fancy for a high school helmet, Steve. Average score for these guys here, these are going to get a 6.6.
Hey, nothing
as well,
that, man.
Yeah, we're in the sixes, living in the sixes.
Living in the sixes. All right, thanks, Harrison. Next up is Noah. Check this out, man.
So Noah knows how to brown nose. We like that. So we've got our logos on the front and back of these helmets, and we got a bunch of pieces on these helmets that I can tell came from Green Gridiron. So we love that kind of thing. And both of these helmets, Steve, they got one of your favorite face masks on there.
They definitely do. I love that TX. Real quick, let me just he said these are Noah's Phantoms, the Wiesbaden Phantoms, a German-American football club, and the Wiesbaden High School Warriors. It's a U.S. Army school.
I
So
was going to say that they kind of have an army look to it. Steve, if this is in Germany, wouldn't that be Weissweiten
you're probably right, man.
or Weissweiten?
Vice. I don't know. I didn't bother trying. I'm just going to destroy it. Sorry, man.
Yeah. So here's what we like. We've got obviously we've got the SF2EG-TX face mask. Those are certainly upgrades. We've got green Gridiron 3D bumpers on here. We have what appear to be, they're both Sports Star chin straps on here, and these are with the ratchets. We've got safe clips on both of these helmets. Those look great. We've got a Shock 1.0 visor on the kind of the khaki. What would you call that color, Steve?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I would call it.
Sand, khaki, desert storm color looking helmet.
Yeah.
One thing that we could do a little bit better on is get rid of that warning label like we talked about before. Put one on that kind of matches everything else. I see California flags on here, so that's real nice. We've got what looks like an embossed Tech US flag on there. So a lot of little pieces here. We really appreciate the support that you're giving Green Gridiron on this one. Definitely going to get extra points on these. I kind of like the fact that you stacked one helmet on top of another. That's an interesting way to do it, right?
For sure. And these came all the way back in December. So
Oh, wow.
I hope Noah is still hung in there because we do go back in time a lot.
So, Steve, I'm going to go with the highest score of the day on these guys is going to be a 7.3.
It's all good. So next up is Tyler, and he says, "Hey, Stephen J, I'm Tyler. I'm a freshman at Mount Lebanon High School in Pittsburgh. Their season just ended. Again, this is kind of old. The shamrock on the left side is for a principal who has stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and the pink ribbon on the back is for one of our teachers who's battling breast cancer.
Wow.
Man, and the decal on the right side is for one of our fellow students who's battling with leukemia for the second time.
Wow.
Yeah, not many helmet upgrades, but this helmet means a lot.
Yeah, getting beat up pretty hard there in Pittsburgh for sure. Pretty basic helmet, Steve. But what I really like about this, you tell me if I'm wrong here, is the story that this tells with the photo in the locker room. Got a nice reflection in there. The helmet really kind of pops a little extra, right?
You know what I think it might be? I swear it's as simple as just wiping down the inside of the locker to get rid of all that crappy dirt and dust that builds up. I know that he intentionally wiped this. He got rid of all of his stuff in there, and that goes a long way. And it kind of just, it's the end of the season. It looks like it's the end of the season. It's ready to put up for a few months.
Pretty standard stuff here, like he said, with this helmet outside of a couple of those decals on the back. We got a matte black helmet with a black face mask. It's an SF2BD. And we got a black hard cup chin strap. This is with the newer cam lock system that comes on all the Speedflex helmets now. Steve, I'm going to go ahead and give an extra bump of a score for the nice look on this thing. I hope that everybody is feeling better and still doing well. This is a pretty old photo, probably good, 4 or 5 months now, maybe even longer. Steve, I'm going to go with a 6.7 on this guy.
Nice. Thank you for that, Tyler. Next up is Logan. I'm really liking these photos.
All right, Logan. So Logan is obviously posing this helmet with the SaberCats jersey in there. Looks like we got a Zenith. I think this is an X2E plus.
Well, let's see.
Oh, okay.
Helmet. He says, "Hey, Jay and Steve, I'm 12 years old. I play defensive end for the Atham SaberCats. I honestly think helmets are works of art, and I'm addicted. I hope my helmet makes the show. Keep up the amazing work. Helmet, you Zenith X2E plus. You were right.
Yeah, there you go.
Is an XRS21. Chin cup is hybrid, and a loudmouth vampire fang mouthguard."
Gotcha. So, Steve, every once in a while I can guess these things correctly. I'm just getting lucky. Give you a quick lesson on the XRS 21 face mask that you see on here. The XRS, it all stands for something. So the S in XRS stands for standard. The 2 in the 21 stands for 2 bars at the top of the face mask, and then the 1 stands for 1 bar across the mouth or across the nose. So that standard style, or the S for standard, means that's a standard eye-opening in the face mask there. So I like having kind of that oversized for that area of the helmet. That cat's in the saber tooth is decently oversized. You don't typically see things that large on there, but I think it's got nice balance. The number on the other side, you get the warning label, you got the type of helmet that it is, and it looks good with the Zenith 3D bumper on the back as well. It almost seems like you have to have that mouthpiece if your team is the Sabercats, and that's your logo, right?
For real, this is a perfect match.
Yeah, so I love all that, and then obviously we got the black scheme on this thing. Everything's blacked out, the clips, the chin strap, the face mask, the bumpers, the whole thing. Steve, I'm going to go with a 7.0 for this guy.
Nice. Well deserved. Thanks for that, Logan. Next up, we got Reis. We are the Cooper Cougars. I played guard on the offensive line. We were 11-2 with a 9-game winning streak. Stars on the back represent our academic achievements. Hope you guys enjoy the pictures.
Well, nice job. Congrats on the winning streak. Apparently, I'm assuming that's a good number of achievements for doing good things academically, but I don't know.
Right. I like seeing the marriage of actually having to do well in school and do well on the field. I think that there needs to be more of that.
Yeah, so leave a comment below. In your school, do you get the award decals for good plays on the field, for good sportsmanship, or for good things in the classroom? Yeah, I see that the face mask is a little bit beat up. Overall, I think that the decal, though, really makes this thing shine. You're taking a basic, plain, blue helmet and putting a nice chrome decal on there. It looks nice. I think that the stars in the back and the number and everything, I think that's a great look. I like how the stars were kind of put on the helmet in a purposeful pattern, which is nice. I'm guessing this was sprayed down with a hose at some point somehow. It's pretty sunny out. I don't think that's rain.
Could be,
helmet.
Unless you do some of that ice on there and it just melted properly.
Could be that too. Either way, I think that it looks cool. I like it. Red, white, and blue scheme. Those always go over well with us for obvious reasons. Steve, I'm going to go with a 6.8 for this guy.
All right, man. Super consistent today.
Yeah.
Next up and last of the day of our football player edition photo submission, Christian.
All right, Christian. What does this say on the sides?
Pioneers.
I feel with that 34 looks like the same font or a very similar font as Pittsburgh Steelers, and obviously theirs is they've got the 1-inch yellow stripe on a black helmet as well. So I feel like this is designed after or inspired by the Steelers design. What do you think, Steve?
I think that's a really good point. I didn't notice that until you started saying it, but yeah, it's like spot on.
And then we've got a round logo on one side of the helmet and blank on the other, is right? Yeah. So the more we look, the more we see. Interesting how that happens. And then and kind of hiding behind the face mask is you've got an Oakley visor that also has matching colored stickers or decals on it. So overall, I think there's more here than meets the eye.
And there was something about it I really liked, and I think you nailed it, Jay. This is definitely like maybe a little bit of a nod to the Steelers.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with it's being Steelers inspired, and I'm going to go way out on a limb and say this guy's somewhere outside of the Pittsburgh area.
Okay, sure.
Either that or whoever designed the helmet is from the Pittsburgh area in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to go with the 6.8 for this guy. Pretty good score, I think so. All pretty good. All of these were pretty good. None of them knocked the cover off the ball, so to speak. But this is great because this is what helmets look like all across the country. And I love that you guys are sharing these with us. Really do appreciate it. PICS@greengridiron.com is where you can send your photos. It might take us 6 months to get to them or longer. I don't know, Steve. That's up to you. But I love talking about these and seeing what's going on out there.
Yeah, it's very cool. Thank you for letting us get to episode 52, and we are still counting. So if you want to be on the show, be sure to email the best pictures that you can because it helps your chances.
Yes, and if you're still watching, you've made it all the way to the end of the video. We really do appreciate that. Like, subscribe, click the notification bell for more videos like this. Until next time, cheers.
Cheers. Keep those pictures coming.